Uh, hey. Yeah, this song sucks. Hello, Internet, and welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Sunshine. Feels good to get that on the first try. In the last episode, we began going around Bianco Hills and collecting the Shine Sprites there after chasing Shadow Mario, who unfortunately got away. This time, my notes say to talk to people around the boathouse, but I don't think there is anyone outside who Avenue. Maybe this guy, but I doubt it. What do you have to say, sir?
This darkness makes me feel so gloomy and depressed.
It's been this way ever. I already talked to this guy. Said you don't even look apologetic, and I said he's right. But there are some people inside the boathouse, which is now open.
Welcome, welcome! I suppose you're here for that. Yes, very good. That means I will require 10 blue coins from you. What's this? Not even 10 coins? Then you get nothing! I can't drop my prices that low, that would be madness! You'll have to come back again, I'm afraid. See you later.
So, he mentioned blue coins, and this is the first time I'm actually going to explicitly talk about the subject. Around the world of Super Mario Sunshine, I almost said Delfino Plaza, but it's a lot more than Delfino Plaza. There are 240 blue coins, which you can get by doing various things around the world. This is just an example of one thing. You spray that X, then you have to run over to that side of the Grand Pianta statue in time to grab it. I'm going to be holding off on collecting the blue coins for a while. We will be collecting them sooner than in the last LP, because in the last LP I collected all 240 of them in a single session that took 6 hours, and I did it without water in the middle of summer. And I am Let's Playing this game in the middle of summer again, so I'm not making that same mistake. We're simply going to be saving Delfino Plaza's blue coins until we've cleared out all the rest of the worlds in the game. And we are going to be saving each world's blue coins until we are finished with all the individual Shine Sprites in a world. I think that makes sense, and that's just how I feel like I want to do it. Anyway, with all that said, let's start collecting shines for the day. The Hillside Cave Secret. We know where we have to go, and right off the bat, we have some new enemies, but first, let's talk to the people.
The goop's all gone and this place is clean again. Now if we can just get the tourists to come back.
What about you? Stop running.
Something's wrong. My women's intuition must be warning me.
God, women are awesome. So, these enemies are called seedy pods. When you get too close, they'll start shooting out seeds, and if you get closer than that, they will hurt you. Way to defeat them is just to spray them from a distance and then either slide or jump on them. And I'm sure you've been noticing it as much as I have. I've really been having issues with the vertical axes being inverted. On the Nintendo Switch version only, it is possible to change this, and I think I am going to. I haven't been having issues outside of Mario Cam, but I think just for the sake of me being able to play this, you know, correctly, that's how I'm gonna do things. Anyway, heading back down here.
Some awful goop fell out of the sky a while ago. It was nasty.
True. Okay. So, we have a guy covered in goop here. I am going to spray him, but I'm not going to talk to him because he will give you a blue coin for doing so. What do you have to say?
Huh? You just asked me to hurl you, didn't you?
Occasionally there will be Piantas who are just going to throw you. These are called, trying my best to remember, but my notes don't say that they're in this level. You can spray them to bring them lower and then jump on them. There are also seed pods in the trees here. Okay, that's a pokey, but I'm gonna refrain from going over enemy names until I see them in my notes. just because we're more likely to have to deal with them in later levels, whereas in this level, we sort of just have the privilege of going wherever we want. And that goes for all levels, but in this particular level, we just have the ability to go around all the enemies. We don't really have to encounter any of them. This is not necessarily the correct way to get up here, but there are several ways. You can get over to that area and then jump along those platforms. Or you can, like, I guess climb up all of those and then eventually make your way here. There's a lot of ways to do it. There's no wrong way. You dick. So, secret levels are what we are being introduced to now. You have to play through an entire obstacle course without FLUDD, and since I know I'm gonna have enough commentary for this game, because I really haven't been struggling with this game through commentary so far, which is kind of surprising, because you'd think a game where I could actively look at my notes would be harder. I'm gonna let you listen to this level's music for the remainder of the level, which is not long, but it's a nice a cappella version of the original Mario theme. Yeah, I just really like this song. I always have and I always will. This level isn't particularly challenging, but trust me, some of the secret levels in this game are evil. We're gonna head right back in. Our next level is Red Coins of Windmill Village. But we're not going to be doing that right now. We're actually going to be heading back into this hillside cave secret. And I'll meet you back at the cave, because there's nothing else really to do before that. Ow. What? Those things have collision? Their attacks have collision, so if they start shooting seeds, you can bonk on them. If we head back into the cave after beating it, you'll see that the shine is blue, but there is a big red button here, and we are allowed to use FLUDD. After you beat a secret level of most types, I almost said every type, but that's not actually true, there will be a subsequent red coin mission that you are allowed to use the hover nozzle for, or whatever nozzle you enter with, but right now we only have access to the hover nozzle, so we're gonna be talking about this as if it's only with the hover nozzle. Sometimes these red coin missions can be pretty hard. This one in particular is more just trusting the hover nozzle, because a lot of players, when they're new to Mario Sunshine, don't want to trust FLUDD. They think that it's better if you just do everything by jumping and spin jumping, because that's what they do in the speed run. No. You have to be able to jump and trust that the hover nozzle will work, and you also have to start to trust yourself to use the hover nozzle, because it can be challenging when you're getting used to the game for the first time to know, like, what distance the hover nozzle can go, but I will just say now, you would be surprised. It can go pretty far. I accidentally saved already, so whatever. I already made a copy of my save file between recordings.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
This is the 5th time this boss has shown up in this game, and we are 3 episodes in! Yeah, this is a bit ridiculous, and I mean, I'm not gonna come up here. If you shoot it from up here, there's literally almost no way it can hurt you unless the Goobles get, like, really close. There's no way to permanently save this Toad before fighting. It is possible to save him temporarily. It was in the GameCube version, at least. I guess it's not anymore. Okay. Well, let's just fight this thing and get it over with. This one, similar to the one for Rico Harbor, does take 6 hits to kill instead of 3. There's not much more to say about it. It is still just another Proto-Piranha. I did miss that one, though. Yep, okay. You can also see up there, part of the lighthouse that sunk here is still there. That's just an oversight on Nintendo's part. This one will spit out a rainbow of Goobles after you activate its second phase, making it instantly a bit tougher than the ones we fought up to this point. And I will say, don't worry, this is the last one in the game unless you go back to Bianco Hills 1. Also, I saved Toad. As long as Never mind, okay, I was gonna say, as long as a character is dirty, they can't drown again, but Toad just proved me wrong. I don't know why I remembered that being the case. Is that the last hit? Oh. For some reason I thought that was the 5th hit, but okay. There we go. And we have unlocked yet another level. Not gonna be entering it yet, but it's not a particularly good level actually, so I won't complain about that. Thanks, Mario. You're welcome, buddy. Alright, with that done, we're gonna head back to Bianco Hills because there's one more shine I want to get before the episode is over. Red coins of Windmill Village. For real this time. Alright, what do you have to say this time? I didn't even need to spray you.
You know, you're the one person who visits me over and over.
I'm sorry. Is that supposed to be like a sad thing? Like, do your kids not visit you? I was worried, but now I figure things can't get much worse. Okay. That's the reason I want to talk to NPCs in this game, is because they all have, like, recurring dialogue and their own little stories, and it just feels worth talking to them. Speaking of worth talking to them, this is the level where I'm finally going to talk to the people around the village.
There are red coins all over the place, aren't there? Weird. Or aren't there?
It was just the delivery I got wrong, but I still wanted to correct it.
I can't believe anyone out there does bad things for no reason.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. Just walks away. That's awesome. Alright. What about you?
I can think much better when I'm alone. I used to go to the hillside cave for a good think, but now it's just too scary.
My blue Joy-Con has a low battery. I guess I can solve that by putting it on the Switch. There we go. These are called Sambo heads. Yeah, I don't know why, because they are clearly the heads of Pokies. Maybe Pokies are called Sambo in Japan? That doesn't sound necessarily correct to me, but if you spin around and spray by holding down R lightly whilst spinning on the ground, you will shoot water in a circle around you, and that will water these flowers, which will give you a coin. You also get coins, 3 coins by shooting Sambo heads into the wall, and 1 coin by jumping on them. This is going to be more helpful this information is going to be more helpful later, but I mean, coins are still helpful no matter what because they just restore life, which is pretty good. These enemies are called Ploinks. The name is adorable. They'll attach to Flood if you're using the spray nozzle.
Ploinks get full of water and then they go boom!
Poinks, not Ploinks. Ploinks is better.
Water-filled balloon bombs, huh? Sounds good to me!
Trying to age down these voices is weird. I have 2 voices for the Piantas. Until I've given you a good hurl, I don't feel like my day started. Hungry rara. I'm hungry rara too. That'll bring us up here. Don't think there's much to do up here right now. We got a really close view of that seagull though.
I guess you like climbing up to high places too? I know the feeling.
It's awesome. Alright. With that done, I think I've talked to everybody in the village itself, so... Well, there's actually someone down there who wasn't here last time, so... Sure, whatever. If you were about to take fall damage and you either ground pound or use the hover nozzle, you will not take fall damage.
Throw, throw, throw! It's what I know! Yorg!
Oh, I did talk to him in the last one, didn't I? But he does have new dialogue this time. And you? I'd much rather get fruit than coins, know what I mean? Gay people. I want to head over here real quick, because this isn't going to be particularly helpful in this level, but... This is our first introduction to a new nozzle, the rocket nozzle. If we hold down ZR, or Z in my case because I'm playing with a GameCube controller, you will get a ton of height. This is incredibly useful in speedruns, not usually as useful in normal single-player play, but I'll use it for this level because I don't see why not. And if you ever want to get the hover nozzle back, that will be in the blue container. And at this point, also, I'd like to mention that Flood is pretty clearly designed by Professor Egad from Luigi's Mansion. That's his face on those boxes, and when we first got Flood, he mentioned Gad Science Incorporated, I think. It was Gad Science something. Gad Science Industries. Just make it sound as pretentious as possible with every, like, corporation word I can think of. Trademark, copyright, 2003, Egad Science Enterprises. Yeah, Egad invented Flood, and the Poltergust 3000, meaning Egad is solely responsible for the mechanics of the GameCube-era Mario games being a little weird. And I'm personally thankful for that. I played through Luigi's Mansion for the first time last year on the day before Halloween. And I will say I played the 3DS version, so I don't know if my opinions can be taken as, like, fully formed until I've played through the GameCube version. But it's not really for me. I think it's a really charming game and it has a lot of cool stuff, but I don't know. Mario Sunshine is the GameCube Mario game that I'll always have nostalgia for. Luigi's Mansion, like, I've had them both for the same amount of time. Because I had Luigi's Mansion as a kid too, I was just too scared to play it when I was little. So I sort of hyper-focused on both Mario Sunshine and Pokemon Colosseum. Because those were the two GameCube games that I always had. Anyway. I think these red coin missions are going to be fun because it just gives me a chance to talk about, like, random stuff outside of the game. Oh, also the birds in that level are called cuckoos. I just now realized I never actually said what they're called, so there you go. With all that done, we're now at 6 Shine Sprites, which I think is pretty respectable, and we've already unlocked 3 whole levels, so next time on Super Mario Sunshine, we're going to be heading back into the Grand Pianta statue. I guess? Is the whole world stored in there? I don't think so. We're going to be heading back to Bianco Hills would be a more accurate way of phrasing it. See you guys then.